because this industry is a monster. It's the same monster that these Me Too was trying to tell you about.
An actor's career is like a roller coaster ride through the wild world of showbiz, filled with unexpected twists and turns. Whether it's a sports drama star, a model turned actress with a string of hits, or a former Disney Channel sensation, entertainment careers always keep us guessing and take folks to some pretty surprising destinations.
He knows everybody. Like, I'm not even kidding. You can bring up a name. It doesn't matter if it's like Muhammad Ali, Paul McCartney, Jesus. You know, Chris is like, yeah, that's my boy.
There was a time in Chris Tucker's career when he reigned as the highest paid actor in all of Hollywood, pulling in an astonishing $25 million for his role in 2007's Rush Hour 3. Now let's be real here. The third installment didn't quite live up to the sheer awesomeness of the first two Rush Hour films. And let's not forget, it couldn't even shine as brightly as the blooper reel from Rush Hour 2, which is a thing of pure beauty. What's more, he managed to snag top billing over the legendary Jackie Chan, who had been kicking butt in the industry for nearly 4 decades before their partnership in the first Rush Hour film. It's an eyebrow-raising feat by any measure.
And I definitely prepared myself because I knew it was Jackie Chan. I didn't want to, let him down. I worked out, lift weights, ran, the first one.
With CBS embarking on the small screen adaptation of Rush Hour, minus its original stars, it raises a curious programming trend that also includes the likes of Lethal Weapon, Training Day, and Cruel Intentions. For devoted fans of Chris Tucker like myself, it begs the question, how did we transition from Chris Tucker being the $25 million man to virtually vanishing from the entertainment landscape?
Back then, I never thought about doing sequels. I always wanted to do a good job and keep moving to the next movie.
To understand this intriguing metamorphosis, we must first delve into the meteoric rise of Chris Tucker. While the narrative of comedians transitioning into TV and movie stardom is a storied tradition like Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, Ray Romano, and Amy Schumer, Tucker's story stands out in a league of its own. His journey commenced on HBO's Def Comedy Jam, where he was serving up jokes about Michael Jackson as a coke-sniffing pimp and speculating on why white folks might not vote for a black president. In the year 1992, no less.
Michael called me on the phone.
He says, "Is this Chris Tucker?"
I said, yeah, who it is?
This was just the beginning of Chris Tucker's journey through the halls of comedy and entertainment, leading to his eventual ascent to Hollywood's pinnacle, followed by the fascinating twists and turns that would make him an enigma for fans and industry observers alike. But then, like a magician's vanishing act, he disappeared from the limelight, leaving fans and showbiz gurus scratching their head, pondering, where on earth did Chris Tucker go? Apparently, Chris Tucker followed a path akin to his fellow Def Comedy Jam alumni, such as the beloved Bernie Mac and the endlessly entertaining Cedric the Entertainer. However, what set Tucker apart was the rapidity with which his stock soared. He transitioned from relatively minor roles in films like Meteor Man and House Party 3 to a scene-stealing, star-turning performance as Smokey in the 1995 hit film Friday. While he never revisited the Friday series, it mattered not, for Chris Tucker had chartered his unique and unstoppable course.
Chris, we want to do another Fridays, man. And I was just like, nah, I don't want to do another Fridays. I want to do like Eddie Murphy and them did. I want to do Money Talks. I did Money Talks and then
The role of Skip in 1995's Dead Presidents was a significant showcase of Chris Tucker's acting range, demonstrating that he was more than just a comedic force. However, it was his prowess in action comedy, exemplified in films like Money Talks and The Fifth Element, that likely convinced New Line Cinema to entrust him with the '98 blockbuster Rush Hour. This buddy action comedy paired Tucker with the legendary Jackie Chan, a dynamic duo that sparked comedic and action-packed brilliance. The financial success was undeniable, with the first film grossing an impressive $244.4 million at the box office, all while being produced for a modest $33 million budget. It was clear proof that Tucker's casting was a master stroke. The momentum only soared with the release of Rush Hour 2 in 2001, which reaped a staggering $347 million, and Tucker's star was shining brighter than ever. He was living large and seemed to have the world at his feet, with opportunities seemingly boundless.
And I always said, because I know my fans love the movie so much, they always bring it up. I said, well, if they come to me with a great script great idea. I'll definitely consider it.
So the question that naturally arises is, why did it take 6 long years for Chris Tucker to return for Rush Hour 3, and perhaps even more puzzling, why did he seemingly do nothing else during that substantial hiatus? Did he demand outrageous perks? Was he a set-side troublemaker? Or just maybe, Tucker decided to take a unique route in showbiz that most performers can only dream of affording?
In other words, Chris Tucker knew, what shall it profit a man if he gains $12 million but loses his own soul?
The answer to this apparent hiatus is a complex one, and it stems from a combination of factors. While Tucker was enjoying a meteoric rise to stardom with the Rush Hour series and its lucrative success, he reportedly found himself at a crossroads. His desire for more substantial and fulfilling roles, as well as his personal and creative aspirations, led him to step back from the Hollywood spotlight. One of his fans wrote, "Always loved Chris and often wondered what happened to him. I'm glad to know it wasn't for health reasons like Chris Kattan. Also glad to know that he acknowledges that money isn't everything, which is 100% true. Be selective." Another one added, quote, "After seeing Dead Presidents, I was very surprised we didn't see him in more dramatic roles. Brother-in-arms of mine suffers with PTSD, and Tucker's portrayal of a vet dealing with it was damn near a mirror of my friend's experience. Good for him though, sticking to his guns and not jumping at money like a dog whistle. He's got plenty, and all of it well-deserved." However, this break allowed him the freedom to explore other aspects of his life. He indulged in stand-up comedy, a passion that was never far from his heart, and embarked on globe-trotting adventures. Furthermore, Tucker embraced philanthropic endeavors and committed himself to personal growth and learning. This phase of self-discovery and self-reinvention was integral to his decision-making, which included taking a step back from film projects.
The movie to the whole Rush Hour thing, and then it was like, poof.
Yeah.
Where's Chris?
I wanted to do more. That wasn't enough for me.
While the world awaited his return to the big screen, it's evident that this hiatus was a conscious choice that reflected Chris Tucker's desire for a more diverse and fulfilling life beyond the bright lights of Hollywood. It was a decision that may have appeared baffling from the outside, but one that was deeply meaningful and transformative for the actor. However, as his success grew, so did his reputation for being a formidable negotiator. Following the triumphant release of the first Rush Hour film, Tucker made Hollywood history by securing a groundbreaking $20 million salary for Rush Hour 2, a figure that catapulted him into the ranks of the highest-paid actors in Tinseltown at the time. But he wasn't done there. For Rush Hour 3, Tucker's salary skyrocketed even further, reaching a staggering $25 million, coupled with a percentage of the film's profits.
I don't know what he was going through internally, emotionally. He might have got really tired of the business. There's maybe some layers in there that he hadn't really spoken about inside the business. I know how the business can be.
The tension thickened when, following the culmination of the Rush Hour trilogy, Chris Tucker appeared to vanish from the silver screen, leaving his fans and admirers in a state of bewildered curiosity. His last cinematic venture before this enigmatic hiatus was the 2016 film Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. This disappearance left many pondering. What prompted this unexpected break? And where did Chris Tucker disappear to?
I wanted to do more. That wasn't enough for me, and then I started traveling around the world, seeing a lot of things, just living, and I started enjoying those things.
According to Chris Tucker and the media's perspective, several factors played into his decision to step back from the spotlight. One of the most significant factors was his conversion to born-again Christianity. Though the exact timeline isn't definitively established, it's believed that Tucker experienced this transformation in the late 1990s following his work on Money Talks. This shift in his beliefs may have influenced his career choices, potentially casting a shadow over what many saw as his trademark style.
Where we going, man?
Just leave me the alone.
Man, who you talking to?
Va te faire enculer, connard.
What?
Tucker had made a name for himself on Def Comedy Jam, where he skillfully wove profanity into his stand-up routines, creating humor that resonated with his audience. With his newfound religious convictions guiding him, it's likely that Tucker found himself in a position where he was frequently offered roles that didn't align with his personal values and beliefs.
I thought of Prince. Because Prince was supposed to play the part, declined for some reason. I think because of the wardrobe, and because Prince had his own style.
This clash between his spiritual journey and the roles presented to him may have been a significant reason why he turned down roles, including those in both Friday sequels, and why he was rumored to have declined appearances in films like Any Given Sunday and Lethal Weapon 4.
Yeah, my mama, man, she didn't play, man. My mama made us go to church. Made us. We ain't even seen yet. We still had to go to church.
It's a reminder that the entertainment industry can pose challenges for those who undergo profound personal transformations, and it's a testament to Tucker's commitment to his principles that he chose to prioritize his faith and values above his career in those crucial moments. In 2014, Tucker said he would, quote, go to comedy clubs and it's like, alright, how raunchy can you get? And it's really not that funny to me. What's funny to me is being creative and talking about stuff that I wouldn't have thought about. Additionally, a crucial motivation behind Tucker's hiatus was his aspiration for more substantial and meaningful roles in film. A 2015 interview with the LA Times spelled this out, with Tucker expressing that he wanted to get better. I want to do something that excites me, that is different and fun. That could explain why he chose to play Bradley Cooper's friend in Silver Linings Playbook, or why he's in the upcoming Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. Working with them helped me grow and be a better actor, he explains. Although he had relished the fame and financial success that accompanied his status as a movie star, he was driven by a profound yearning for roles that carried deeper significance. Tucker's artistic sensibilities and personal growth led him to seek out projects that could allow him to express his talents in a more profound and meaningful way, reflecting a desire to make a lasting impact through his work in the entertainment industry. This pursuit of substance and significance in his roles marked a pivotal chapter in his career and personal journey. I knew I didn't want to just make a whole bunch of money making movies that don't really mean anything. I knew it wouldn't make me happy, Tucker admitted during his interview with GQ. This pursuit of creative fulfillment fueled his decision to step back from the limelight. In a candid and revealing interview with GQ, Tucker shed light on this enigma. His hiatus, he clarified, was not an exit from the entertainment universe, but rather a shift in focus. The comedian and actor had been perpetually occupied with stand-up comedy gigs and globe-trotting adventures. During this time away from the big screen, he delved into humanitarian work, immersing himself in a world of philanthropy and social good. Additionally, Tucker embraced a deep commitment to learning and personal growth, making his hiatus a period of profound self-discovery.
And you know, in Hollywood, you think this, okay, he's just talking, but he called my people and they said, we got this part for you, but it ain't much.
As the curtain lifts on the enigmatic journey of Chris Tucker, his narrative continues to evolve, promising further surprises and perhaps a triumphant return to the big screen that will thrill fans and cinephiles alike. Tucker explained, I've traveled the world 10 times over. I've had relationships all over the world. I did a lot of humanitarian work all over the world, so I'm always busy, always learning and growing. Notably, he attended keynote speeches on various subjects, not as a paid speaker but as an eager learner. Nevertheless, Chris Tucker's journey was not without its share of challenges. He confronted financial difficulties and rumors circulated about him potentially losing his $6 million home in Florida as reported by People in 2011. Reports indicated that comedian Chris Tucker was on the brink of losing one of his Florida mansions to foreclosure. The actor was reported to have accrued debts exceeding $4.4 million on the property, situated in Lake County, Florida.
I want to get it all in because my life is just it's a lot. So I got it all in. It's in the special. Yeah.
A report announced that Tucker decided to walk away from that house and another one as well, due to financial issues. The first mansion was sold at an auction bid for $2 million and let the Rush Hour star off the hook regarding the debt on this property. TMZ says he initially bought the sprawling 5-bedroom home for $6 million. He sold another home for $1 million when he reportedly paid $1.5 million for it. In the meantime, Tucker started getting rid of his extra homes, and presumably any dead weight, because he owes the government back taxes to the tune of $11.5 million.
Maybe help me out with my taxes. Shit. You gotta have an accounting degree with me, man.
At the time, he was mum on the situation, but in 2014, Tucker's representative said he'd paid a huge $2.5 million lien on a property in Georgia, dispelling a TMZ report that said Tucker owed somewhere in the neighborhood of $14 million on the property. In his 2015 Netflix special, Chris Tucker Live, he made light of his tax woes. Take care of your business, man, and don't listen to people. Do your own business. Be careful who you listen to, because that's the last time I let Wesley Snipes help me out with my taxes. Moreover, the comedic talent Chris Tucker found himself facing a substantial financial challenge when a new tax lien was imposed. adding $2.5 million to an existing $12 million debt. This development indicated that Mr. Tucker had accrued additional back taxes spanning a period of 7 years, with a total amount owed of $14,068,047.50. Thankfully, there is good news to share as Mr. Tucker is reported to have reached an agreement that allows him to settle this significant financial obligation.
Be careful who you listen to, because that's the last time I let Wesley Snipes help me out with my taxes.
In 2014, he settled a $14 million bill with the Internal Revenue Service after a lien was placed on one of his properties. At the time, his reps blamed poor accounting and business management. But the Rush Hour star's financial troubles didn't end there. The government sued in 2021 to collect back taxes on years he filed his taxes too late. Tucker entered into discussions in 2010, 2011, and 2016 to pay the IRS back in installments ranging from $25,000 to $50,000 over a 10-year period, according to the complaint. The deals broke apart because he'd be unable to fully pay off the balance before the 10-year period in which the agency is allowed to collect taxes for a given year.
Almost got both our ass up, man. Kick Wesley's.
The complaint indicated that the IRS struggled to obtain payments from Tucker, who allegedly had sufficient equity and cash to fully pay the taxes but declined to do so. Prosecutors said reps for Tucker were upset because the agency repeatedly rejected installment agreements and that the actor pushed for the IRS to keep an open mind about reaching a resolution for Mr. Tucker's unpaid tax liabilities. In 2011, Tucker failed to pay an agreed-upon $2 million lump sum to settle part of his balance, the lawsuit claimed. The IRS agreed to accept partial payments after he provided verification that he was in the process of selling one of his properties in Georgia. At various points, the IRS pushed for Tucker to liquidate his assets to pay off part of his tax liabilities, according to the complaint. In 2015, he submitted an offer to settle his balance for 2002, 2006, 2008, and 2010. But it was rejected. He continued to make monthly installments of roughly $38,000 from 2017 until he defaulted in 2019. Tucker was paid $3 million, $20 million, and $25 million respectively to star in Rush Hour and its 2 sequels, THR has reported. However, now Chris Tucker will pay $3.6 million to settle claims he shorted the government on taxes when he was at the peak of his fame. The deal reached earlier this month that he will cover unpaid federal income tax liabilities for 02, 06, 08, and 2010. The government sought roughly $9.68 million. But was he in debt despite being the most paid actor at that time?
Nino Browns. I'm serious, man. He told me and Ron Isley the same thing. Ron Isley was pissed off.
Hollywood had been in awe of Chris Tucker's talent and his box office appeal, and for a time it seemed like he was at the zenith of his career. Offers were pouring in, and he was celebrated as a rising star with limitless potential. Yet beneath the surface, Tucker was grappling with a sense of being typecast and confined.
I talked to him last night. Ron's still mad about it. He said, I'm gonna kick Wesley. La 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 la.
Success in Hollywood often comes with a price, one that many might not realize. While the public often believes that actors have control over their careers, the reality is quite different. Many actors find themselves at the mercy of powerful producers, directors, and studios. Tucker, too, was in such a position, constantly being inundated with offers for roles that, while playing to his comedic strengths, failed to explore the full spectrum of his abilities.
He liked Rick Ross, too. He loved it. Sometimes he'd be going around the place. He'd be doing this song. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Gossip columns began to buzz with rumors of Tucker refusing certain roles. He became discerning, turning down lucrative offers that didn't align with his vision of a diverse and meaningful career. Some in the industry labeled him as picky, while others saw it as an act of rebellion against being typecast.
I said, it's been so long ago, and that character became such a great character. I don't want to mess it up unless it's really something good and we can really make it better, you know.
In 1995, Chris Tucker delivered a standout performance alongside Ice Cube in the classic film Friday. His portrayal of the character Smokey became immensely popular. But to the surprise of many, Tucker didn't reprise his role for the film's sequel Next Friday, which was released 5 years later. During that time, Ice Cube stepped forward to clarify the reason behind Tucker's absence from the big screen as Smokey.
How you at?
Oh, it's cool.
Damn! Put your glasses back on.
After the resounding success of the first Friday film, there were discussions about Tucker returning for the sequel. However, he made the decision not to take on the role. During an interview with the Full Send podcast, the West Coast rap legend revealed how much Tucker passed up on, as well as the reasoning behind it. "You'll hear 1,000 different stories, but we wanted to pay him $12 million to do that movie and he turned it down," Ice Cube shared. He said it was for religious reasons. He continued, "He didn't want to cuss and he didn't want to smoke on camera." Although Ice Cube recognized Tucker's impact on Friday, he admitted that he's content with how everything ultimately worked out. "But I'm glad he didn't do it because we wouldn't have Mike," he said. "Mike to me is funnier." Integrity seems to be a core belief for Tucker. He recalled once stepping away from Hollywood despite being the highest paid actor at the time because he wanted to focus on providing humanitarian aid. As the years passed and Tucker's absence from the big screen persisted, speculation and curiosity grew. Fans wondered if he was planning a grand comeback, while critics questioned if he had lost his star power. One of his fans wrote, "And I firmly agree with Chris Tucker because most of the fans don't like him for leaving. But let's be honest and real, after filming Friday, he went on and started making $20 million per film, unlike Friday where he only earned $11,000 or less." The truth was that Tucker was playing a risky game in an industry known for its fickleness. Hollywood had a history of pigeonholing black artists into stereotypical roles, perpetuating racial biases and limiting opportunities for authentic representation. It was as if they couldn't see beyond the color of his skin, denying him the chance to showcase the full extent of his talent.
I kind of do, you know.
Like, not only to know Michael Jordan,
I wear Jordan 1s and the most comfortable shoes, and every time I see Michael, he look at your shoes. Y'all Reebok, man, you crazy. What the
Muhammad Ali?
Typecasting was another weapon used by Hollywood to keep Tucker in a box. He was continually offered roles that played on racial stereotypes, relegating him to this exaggerated, hyperbolic, and often loud character. It was as if the industry was stuck in a time warp, unwilling to let him evolve as an actor and move beyond these constraining roles.
Here he is, the one and only winner of the Gemini Croquet Contest.
Beyond the limitations of typecasting, Tucker faced the issue of emasculation, the undermining of his masculinity as a black artist in Hollywood. This involved denying black men the opportunity to portray diverse and well-rounded characters that showcase their depth and humanity. Hollywood is known for its racist and discriminatory practices. Black actors have to fight twice as hard for the opportunities that other people easily get in the industry. Of course, it's not easy to eliminate years and years of systemic oppression with just a few castings, especially since the higher powers still want to control everything.
According to Chappelle and Tolan, the executives at Fox suggested changing the lead female character from black to white.
Instead of being more inclusive of minorities and black people, the executives at Fox decided that it was the white people that needed more inclusion, and that too on a black man's show. According to Dave, he was the one who did everything for his Chappelle show. Despite this, he was ordered to change the lead cast of the show into a white woman. Dave wanted black representation on his show, and despite all his contribution towards the show, he was being excluded from such important decisions. The insistence to change the cast left Dave disgusted. After all, how many shows at the time had an all-white cast that no one had a problem with? But as soon as a black man made a show for his people, casting black people, suddenly the executives raised issues. Dave talked about this in an interview. "They fly me out for a creative meeting. I'm in a room full of white people and they proceed to tell me why we need more white people on the show so it can have a more universal appeal." Despite so many shows catering to white audiences, Dave was being asked to mold his show so that the white people could see themselves in it. This network built itself on black viewers, and what they're saying is white people are narcissistic. They don't want to watch black people, they want to watch themselves. It tells every black artist no matter what you do, you need whites to succeed. I felt like I was beaten up and completely degraded. It's disgusting, and it made me want to vomit. In Tucker's case, emasculation was evident in how he was continuously pushed into roles that emphasized humor over depth, effectively reducing him to a one-dimensional character. This not only impacted his career opportunities, but also reinforced harmful stereotypes that belittled the intelligence and emotional range of black men.
So it was fun. I had nothing to lose. I was young, and I was just out there to have a lot of fun. So it was fun. It was just like a vacation, you know.
Despite these challenges and obstacles, Tucker remained steadfast in his quest for more meaningful roles and the opportunity to break free from the constraints imposed by Hollywood's power dynamics, and he wasn't alone in his struggle. Furthermore, Hollywood's reluctance to embrace change and diversity in the late 90s and early 2000s stifled the growth and potential of talented black artists like Chris Tucker. They were handed a script, but the lines were already written for them, pigeonholed into roles that perpetuated harmful stereotypes and failed to explore the full spectrum of their abilities. These talented artists had little control over their careers, as they were often puppets with the strings being pulled by others.
Because I said, man, that movie became a phenomenon. I don't want everybody smoking. I never really told people this because I kind of forgot about it. But it was one of the reasons why I didn't do it.
A particularly scandalous incident during this time involved Chris Tucker's interaction with former U.S. President Bill Clinton. It highlighted the power dynamics at play in Hollywood and the entertainment industry. Tucker, a rising Hollywood star, found himself jet-setting with Clinton on a memorable trip to Africa. While it may seem like a glamorous endeavor, Tucker later reflected on the experience with a mix of fondness and humor, revealing that he had sometimes felt bossed around by Clinton during their travels. It was as if he was reduced to the role of a jester, catering to the whims of a noble king.
He was like, oh shit, that sounds just like me. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds great. I like that.
The audacity of Hollywood elites treating a talented actor like Tucker as their personal court jester was astonishing. He was seemingly expected to entertain and amuse them on demand. Tucker's willingness to entertain and follow Clinton's requests painted a picture of an artist bowing down to the whims of a powerful figure, illustrating the power dynamics at play. This situation was emblematic of emasculation, undermining Tucker's masculinity and power. He appeared to be subservient to Clinton's circle, diminishing his standing as a talented actor with a unique voice in the industry. It was infuriating to think that Hollywood's elites could wield such control over a rising star like Tucker.
And it probably was good for me because it kept me moving, to the next phase and next movies. But that was one of the reasons. I said I didn't want to be the get everybody.
Yet this incident was not isolated. It reflected a broader pattern in the entertainment industry, where actors were often expected to entertain and amuse those in power, akin to jesters in a medieval court. They were seemingly reduced to entertainers at the beck and call of powerful figures, stripped of their agency and autonomy. Tucker's story resonated with many fans who saw him as an artist dedicated to staying true to himself and his values in an industry rife with challenges. While Hollywood had a history of stifling the careers of many black celebrities, Tucker's determination to break free from the constraints of typecasting and emasculation was commendable.